Just like you can expand binomials involving surds, you can also factorise them. Let's have a look at some examples. Factorise the following expressions by dividing by an appropriate factor. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one, square root of 11 plus the square root of 22. 11 and 22, well, the common factor is 11, or the highest common factor is 11. Okay, so the way we're going to show that is I'm going to rewrite square root of 22 as a product. Okay, that's the product square root of 2 multiplied by the square root of 11. And we can take the square root of 11 out as a common factor. Okay, so that's square root of 11 outside of 1 plus square root of 2. If you multiply that through, you'll get back to the original question, which is square root of 11 plus the square root of 22. Let's have a look at part B. Square root of 6 minus 1 on root 3. Now, this probably would be a little bit easier if there was a common denominator there, but there isn't. Square root of 6 is really just square root of 6 over 1. But it'd be nice if we had a square root of 3 in the denominator there. I'll just use a different color here. So let's multiply top and bottom by square root of 3. Okay. And let's multiply that through. So square root of 6 times the square root of 3, that's square root of 18 over square root of 3 minus 1 on the square root of 3. Now, we can take square root of 3 out as a common factor. Okay. So, in fact, 1 on the square root of 3 outside of square root of 18 minus 1. Now, square root of 18 could be simplified, of course, that's 3 root 2. Okay, so that's going to be 1 on root 3, 3 root 2 minus 1. Sorry, I had to squash that in a little bit there. Okay, so 1 on root 3 outside of 3 root 2 minus 1. Oh, that's a 1 there. All right, what about 3 plus root 3? Now you might think, there's nothing in common here. Okay, now 3, isn't that square root of 3 times the square root of 3? All right, that gives you 3 plus square root of 3. So we can take square root of 3 out as a common factor. Okay, and that leaves behind root 3 plus 1. Okay, now you might be asking, well, why would you bother factorising this? Now, there may be no reason why we factorise it, who knows? But there could be a situation where we may need to factorise out a surd, perhaps. So this is really just an exercise in factorising, and it doesn't have to be integer factors that you factorise out. You can factorise out really anything. What about 1 plus root 2? Okay, so could we factorise that? And it says take out an appropriate factor, so there could be more than one answer to this, in fact. But maybe what we could do is maybe express 1 as square root of 2 times 1 over the square root of 2. So a surd times its reciprocal will give you 1 plus square root of 2. If we take out the square root of 2 then as a common factor, what would we have? We would have 1 over root 2 plus 1. Now, in factorising 1 plus root 2, we've probably created something that's actually more complicated. But the point still stands. You're still able to take out a factor and express it somehow as a product of two things. Okay, so a surd plus a binomial. What about part F? Okay, square root of AB minus square root of BC. Okay. Now, we can use, again, the law of multiplication of surds, that square root of AB is really square root of A times the square root of B, isn't it? Multiplied by square root of B minus square root of B multiplied by the square root of C. We can then take out square root of B as a common factor. And that leaves behind square root of A minus square root of C. Now the last one, I just did that just for fun. Factorise 1. Now there's infinite answers for this. I'll give you a hint. Come up with an expression, a difference that gives you 1. And you can come up with anything you like. All right, so this is one of those open-ended questions. I could express 1 as 3 minus 2, perhaps. You could do 8 minus 7, 10 minus 9. Actually, it doesn't matter. Okay. So 3 minus 2. Let's factorise 3 minus 2. That kind of looks like a difference of 2 squares, but they don't look like square numbers. However, if we wrote it as square root of 3 all squared minus square root of 2 all squared, hopefully this will make a little bit more sense. Square root of 3 all squared is 3. Okay, we can agree on that. Square root of 2 all squared is 2. So you're taking the square root of 3, but then you're squaring it again to get back to 3. Now it looks like a difference of 2 squares. So we can use difference of 2 squares factorization. So if you're not quite familiar with that, there will be some videos coming up that will explain and go through a little bit more detail the difference of 2 squares factorization as well as expansion. If you know how to expand a difference of 2 squares, so remember this, a minus b, a plus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. We're now going backwards, a squared minus b squared, and we're going back to a minus b, a plus b. So in saying that, this would be root 3 minus root 2, root 3 plus root 2. And if you're not convinced, let's put this in our let's enter this into the calculator, and let's see what we get. All right, so root 3 plus root 2. Oops. And we get 1. All right, which I think is pretty nifty. What use is that? Well, I don't know. Might not have any use at all. It doesn't really matter. It's the point of the exercise is that we're focusing our minds on a problem, and we're using this idea of factorization to break something up. What we've done is that we've broken up one whole unit into what appears to be a complicated product. And a complicated product can then be expressed back as a very simple number. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and all the best for your studies.